With Lana's recent frightening encounter with Cynic, Finn knew that he had to take action to ensure her safety. After speaking some time about confiding in their friends, they decided to go and speak with the Stauntons to reveal their suspicions about the pushy sellsword to them.
By the way, I think I heard the guards yelling that Celira and Martin are going to greet us soon.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I get to finally meet Martin.
You get to finally meet Martin. There she is. Hello.
Martin's trying to wake up.
What?
You sound so tired.
No, but you sound so tired.
No, just I get migraines, and I think my voice is a bit gone today. So sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
Oh.
It's okay.
We'll try and talk quietly and not too animatic.
Come on in.
Right. Let me grab the horsey.
Mm-hmm. Aww.
I feel so bad that your voice is gone. I'm sorry you have a headache.
It's okay. It's okay. I took my medicine. That's why I sound a little tired.
It's okay. Hey, it's your favorite.
I was gonna say Riker's sitting on the chair over there.
Just listening to the flowing water.
Oh, I can't do it. I just can't.
Come on this way.
Oh, get to see the tower.
Yay!
I'm holding the door open. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. We had some of these too.
Thank you.
They were making me crazy.
And then just have a seat over here.
Hello.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Martin.
Hello.
Hey, you grew your hair out. It looks wonderful.
I can't remember if I did that. Well, hello, you two. How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you, man?
I'm alright. I've heard some stuff been going on.
Like?
You can sit.
Thanks.
Oh, like the Carlisle mine.
Oh yeah, that was.
Have you gotten that returned or?
Yeah, it was a misunderstanding, man.
That's good.
Yeah, he and I are friends, and I actually went to him the next day and told him I was hurt. I was like, I couldn't believe you couldn't just talk to me about that. It's actually a big relief that we don't have to manage traffic for something like that if it's even a concern. We don't have a militant house, you know.
Look, I got your chair.
Oh.
Rocking chair.
Yes, and I'm only interested at my wife, it seems.
I'm sorry, you could move it. I just placed it down really quick.
I can, dearest.
Oh, I forgot. Well, then you can just stare at me. It's fine.
You aren't in the paperwork.
Nope. The red keep paperwork still.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. He's still serving as the master of coin, yes?
Yes, I am.
No, there's probably been a few temporary changes with some of the absentee members, and I know my uncle is no longer acting until he gets back.
Well, yeah, I mean, with the holidays and all
right.
that, it's understandable.
Right. Yeah, he's been doing a little bit of traveling. How was your holiday, by the way?
It was all right. Just quiet and enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's really good.
Also, sorry, Lady Manning, that I cannot look at you while talking to you. If I...
No, you were quite alright.
I'm not trying to be a snob.
No, we know better than that.
Here.
I can still not put it down. I cannot put it down.
so needy, man.
I'm really not. I feel like I'm really not that needy. I'm just stating.
That's pretty
There we
good.
go. Perfect.
There you go.
Big important seat.
Oh, weird. Love how your little skirt widens up so I can almost see underneath it. It's very,
You
very,
saying I'm wearing a skirt?
very modest of you.
Excuse you.
Very modest of you, my lord.
Excuse you.
Listen, when you hang around with Lana Manning all day, your mind just goes places. I'm just acting out what I've been thinking. So.
Dare you.
So there's
Well,
excited
Stauntons,
too.
I'm sure you
Foundations.
know him well enough that it is all him.
No, he knows better. He knows better.
No, I do know you well enough and to know it's you.
Gosh,
Yeah.
I tried. No secrets among friends, right?
Yeah, of course. Oh.
Yeah.
So anything else been?
No.
How's things been? Have you gotten your tops open yet? Or?
No, when we were ready, it was winter. The snow was coming down, and it wasn't really suitable with the holidays. And now that the holidays is done, I was gonna invite the king and his royal family over, but they were in Dragonstone. So hopefully next week I'll be able to. Everything's ready. Everything is ready, so it's we're good to go in that respect. We just wanted to christen it with the royal family first, and then just kind of open it up and let it rip. But now I have all sorts of little projects that I want to do, stuff that I've been experiencing that I just wish I could change the design of, namely seeing wonderful keeps like yourself, like this one, and the Rosby estate is just making me want to just build some more stuff.
I mean, this keep is mainly. I think it's mainly. Well, my brother, my wife, and my sister been doing everything around here. So.
Yeah, it looks wonderful. Really enjoyed it. We got to stay quite a bit of time here the other day when we, for New Year's Eve, and also we visited a little while back. Kayla and Riker and your wife. It was a good time.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for having us for New Year's.
Yeah, that was really
glad
pleasant.
to have you here.
That was really pleasant to hang out like that. But yeah, the mine situation, all of that's resolved, or at least it should be. The only portion of it that's lingering is he has to forge me a key, which is just a matter of just getting it done. There's no negotiations for that or whatever. We have full access to it whenever we want. But the sons of that mercenary group, they are I guess trying to stir the pot a little bit, and I basically need to tell them politely to fuck off.
Oh.
Yeah. They wanted to they harassed my Aunt Sarah about the reasoning that I had for maintaining my neutral stance, despite the fact that our house was that House Rosby to make House Rosby pay for their transgressions. Silly.
Yeah, I don't really know them well enough to really run into them, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. The only thing I knew is they when I mentioned them to Prince Daemon, he said that they sort of got shit on in the fight, and they weren't even a noticeable like he was like he compared them to like well, yeah, they were there. I don't know what they did, but they were there. A few of them went down real fast, and then the others just kind of retreated. He said it very dismissively, like I don't know what they thought they were doing, but they didn't do shit. So I don't know much about battles and things of that nature, but Rosby was calm and collective as always, and so was Damon, and I think they did well. They came out with some spoils and talked about some pretty impressive blades that they had been able to procure from there, and they lost, I don't know which side was which, but I think there was only one death. That was one of the Merriweather sons. Their house lead came into the tent where his body was and thanked us for doing our best to help him. Lana and I were there, but I mean they kind of just delivered us a dead body. They didn't know he was dead, but he was dead. So we disposed of the remains and kind of cleaned up the tent. We were paid for our services, and we came home. It could have been a lot worse. There's no dragons involved, thankfully.
That's good, at least.
It was.
Speaking of that group, do y'all know who Cynic is, the sellsword?
No.
I want to say I do.
So
I think I've done business with him
Mhm.
before.
quite possibly. Lana tells me that he is now considered one of the King's Guard.
Oh,
Well, that's good for him, I guess.
He was working for the Darklands as a sellswords to start.
yeah. Then I probably did work with him at least once or twice.
And then he, once Lady, Darkland, pretty much the Darklands, left him out in the cold. And,
Oh.
the Boltons, took him in. But then a couple of days ago, he left there and has joined the King's Guard.
It's a noble position.
It is. How can I put this?
We have a growing concern about his intentions.
Anything solid we could put forth?
Not without testimony. Nothing so hard. Just more along the lines of just a general ill intent. I mean, Lana, if there's anybody that I trust, it's Martin, and he's a friend and a supporter of the king. And if you want to just tell him what your and Cynic's conversation was like, he can do that. What he thinks is best at that point.
Ah, that's what I was looking for.
Cynic has spoken of friendship and a loyalty to Dawson. And he, in just passing conversation, has said that he has he was tasked with mapping out the sewers under the keep, the castle, and this was before he joined the Knights. the King's Guard. I feel like there's the possibility that he's using that position as a means to get into the castle, the keep. I'm probably not doing very well in explaining this.
I mean, I think you are. It's the idea that you're actively trying not to assume what his intentions are, just relating what you think is, in my opinion, pretty admirable. I am going to get a little bit more biased and say it's not just because he has the hots for Lana. I don't know if he does or if he's just looking for a friend, but Lana was relatively uncomfortable with him from the start just due to his general demeanor. I don't think I've ever met a sellsword that I was completely in love with. Like, they're not the most charismatic individuals typically, but he has a specific kind of creep vibe to him, and Lana's felt a little bit on her heels at times with him based just on the way that he carries himself in his conversations, and he's been confiding in her a little bit more and more to the point to where she's gotten uncomfortable with it. So much so that she's been staying some at the apothecary, and she also had a few back gates installed into her house and her farm. We've also given her access to our farm so that she can kind of slip out the back when things get uncomfortable. He's never made any real threats to her or anything of that nature, so it's nothing that we can go forth about or even act upon. And it was something that we were just willing to, maybe he'll get the idea, because he knows that we're courting, so it's not going to be something that is a surprise to anyone for that. He actually made like a condescending remark like, oh, that's cute, you're a couple. But more so than that is his remarks about the Dawson thing kind of gave me an idea that that his loyalties lie elsewhere, and that he may want vengeance from the king and anyone else that may have had to do with Dawson's sentencing, like Alfie. In addition to that, his recent promotion to Kingsguard gave us great concern, because if he does have that ill intent, he's very, very close to the king, fully armed, and in my opinion, that puts his grace in a very, very compromised position.
So it's just has he only been alluding to these things, or has he been outright stating?
One of the things. So he'd been. He speaks as if he is in two minds about it, as if he could be persuaded otherwise. Today I spoke to a somebody who also works for the Boltons. Hadgar, I think it was. And I asked him his opinion on Cynic. And he said that he has concerns for him because he can, in the wrong hands, he can be easily persuaded. And that he worries for the friends that he hangs around outside of the, out of his position. Apparently there is somebody that wears a blue cloak that he speaks to.
We don't know if he's part of the Sons, by the way. That was just something that I speculated on, but I know he's dangerous because what did Reginald say? Something to the accord of he thinks that he has great potential.
So Cynic has previously said to me that he says that Reginald thinks that he has potential, but Cynic believes that Reginald doesn't like him. I haven't asked his. Oh, I haven't seen Reginald to be able to ask his opinion on it.
It's good to know.
Um, after, so Cynic was there helping me at my farm. He was helping me slaughter some cows and so on like that. And after talking about all of this, he asked
Sorry.
if I would hand him over to the king. After all the things that he had told me. I can't quite remember what I had said. I know I didn't agree. I didn't say I would, but I didn't say that I wouldn't either. But I asked if I could pay him for the work. And he said no, that I was in debt. I now owed him. I was in debt to him. To keep whatever he had said to myself.
Yeah, slaughtering cows, something silly like that. It's, I don't know. And when I said, I showed up and I saw that he was there, and I just said hello and that I was going to be next door at the farm when she was finished talking to him. I knew who he was at the time. I just didn't want to, I didn't know what kind of position she was in. So I said hello and that I'd be next door at the farm, and I went out in the field and I watched with a spyglass just to make sure that he wouldn't take her anywhere, because I knew well how she felt about him and that she wouldn't leave with him. But when I was there, I briefly said something like, what are y'all up to? And he said, oh, I'm slaughtering her cows. I was like, well, thank you for that. He's like, no problem. I love to do like, he made it sound like he loved killing the livestock or something like that. Just like I said, major creep vibes. So naturally I'm worried about her safety, but I'm fairly sure that we can stave him away of ourselves. She hid in her house the other day, and on 3 separate occasions he would come and just yell at the top of his lungs for her to come out, or he acted like he didn't know she was there, but for him to be so persistent, I think he may have had an idea. She was careful to stay indoors because at the time that incident where he said that he owed her and stuff was kind of fresh in both of our heads. We were both kind of scared, and we had agreed that she wouldn't do work outside of her farmhouse unless I was awake and around, and that if she were to do work by herself and stay at her farmhouse, she would just be inside where he couldn't see. And she was even careful to avoid windows and things, so.
Mhm.
Maybe she should stay here for a while.
Yeah, that's what I had. She has been staying at the apothecary, and she and I have been going to the farms together. So I'm
Well, I'm just saying, if she's here, we've got what now? 42,000 men. 43 now, Martin.
Give us a go. Yeah,
Mhm.
give us quite a few men at least.
Right.
This castle is pretty well defended
Right.
at this point.
And we're currently working on warships as well.
Oh wow.
So I could easily lend a guard or two too.
Mm-hmm.
I think the King's Guard has got him fairly busy. It's probably the reason why he hasn't been around.
Well, just know you've always got a spot here if you need.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. I think if things start to heat
I
up.
remember.
That go for you as well, Finn, of course.
Oh, thank you, Martin.
Oh yeah,
Thank
of
you.
course.
No, thank you all. I think as long as the as if the situation is at a simmer like it is right now, as long as she doesn't feel unsafe, I feel more than capable that you know, that we can stay around the house and be productive and stuff. But if things heat up, then maybe a little weekend retreat wouldn't be bad here.
Yeah, of course.
He. Oh.
That is Reginald. Sounds like it.
I'm gonna go and if I could
Are
get
you
up.
stuck? Hold on.
Yep,
Uh-oh.
I'm stuck. Thank you.
I'll be
Go.
right back.
Sure.
I can go just if you want.
Are you there?
Oh.
Feel better?
Kind of. I'm scared. I'm worried.
Talk to me.
Sorry, I wanted to make sure he had access to all the gates.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Cynic did admit that he would probably be hurting people. And that he was learning how to fight, so he knew how to deal with the situations that he may be put into. I feel like there are people using him to do their own dirty work.
Mm-hmm. And it's the life of a sellsword too.
I kept trying to deter him from hurting people, saying that he didn't need to. Previously, so he used to come by. This was before Finn and I were talking often. He used to come by, and he wanted to stop the contract with the Darklands and help the Manning estate. And be on contract with House Manning without payment.
To make you feel more indebted, I assume.
I don't know. But I once spoke to Kayla about it too, and Riker has been around once before, when Cynic was there, also at my farm. I don't want him to find out that I have been talking.
I'll feed him to my bird.
How is your bird?
Bird's doing well.
Good. I told I told a lot of the story about how you were playing peekaboo with us last year at the apothecary and how cute it was.
That was so fun.
It was. That was a wonderful memory.
I remember the king coming up and going, Solera?
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. I told her of a similar, not a similar incident, but at a time that I felt a lot of pressure not to speak about some pretty sinister stuff that was going on from the recently deported Ortis Aaron. And I talked to the king about it anyway, and I felt a lot of relief after I did. It was looming for a little while before I got the courage to actually say it, because I was afraid of the people. I was afraid for the people that he had threatened. I wasn't even scared for my own life. I was scared for the people that he had threatened. Some of the other Lannisters, if they would ever find out my brother was involved as well. It's not anything that I could have handled myself. It was artists. It's not like I could lift a sword up and hope to beat him. So I did what I felt was right, and I reported it to the king, and it worked itself out.
Today is Thursday. It is court, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I think that private matters can be discussed there as well, and it doesn't have to be you who brings it up.